Oh, look, I gave him the PK special.
We got the black sopranos, just lights and candles. Smoke ups, I can't stand those wind flows. Wavy, they loving our style.
Your favorite battler.
Yo, it's the Brita Gang Boss Man, aka TPT or PK. Last I checked, I was a Brita Gang boss for a reason. That reason being, I have to be decent at worst at everything. That's kind of a real thing. So I decided, in case y'all didn't know, the evolution was real. So the first real team I ever made for sumo was this one, Mega Gross. So you already know this is super day one. Mash, Pursuit, Thunder Punch, and Bullet Punch. The tech is Pursuit and Thunder Punch. At the time, that was Area 51 technology. I have defensive Moongus, clear smog so I can't be taunted, and HB Ice to beat Lando and Zygarde. Especially defensive Toxapex. At the time, this was Area 51 as well. Toxic, that wasn't a thing. It was all about T-Spikes. Grin, as always. Every team seems to have one of these. Low kick and gunk shot weren't allowed at this time as well. So extra sensory was hidden Area 51 as well to beat Toxapexes and Caudios. HP Fire Spikes lets me play games with Magearna. This is day one sumo. Defensive Lando. At the time, this was also Area 51 because Lando was scarfed or earthplate all the time. It wasn't until the rise of Zygarde in particular that all of a sudden every Lando T had to be defensive. And last but certainly not least, Trick Room Magearna. This was Area 51 as well, but this is the main thing. Trick Room, HP Fire, Dual Stab. This snowballs team's late game. Next up, we have the first team that I made after Mega Gross got the boot. Defensive Lando is standard at this point. Finny with Scald was hidden technology, cause this is like day 3 sumo. Lando remained unchanged during the evolution. Finny was max speed after the evolution. I had Surf originally. Scald was put on now. Spadef Marowak is a thing. The thing that changed on this was Boomerang over EQ. The same grin as the Mega Gross team, but the evolution was I changed the EVs, so I just body Cortana, period. HP Fire is not for the damage, it's for the Protean. Same with Spikes. So pretty much max attack, 80 EVs to body Cortana with Ice Beam, and low kick went over extra sensory cause I have Lele and Finny for pecs, so I didn't need it. Tana though, young Shankington, so I always wanted Tana because the shiny looks godlike, but it wasn't released when I first made the team, so the only thing that changed on this during the evolution was it was made shiny. Now day 3 Poke Bank, I knew how the Beast Boost mechanics worked, so I was on Timid Cortana from the jump before Mr. Joel put it on blast, and this remained unchanged because it's just too good. And then Scarf Lele, cause Scarf Lele, and the thing that changed on this was Psyshock over Shadow Ball. No more Metagross, so I have a real team. Mega Gross got phased out. All of a sudden, Z-Ballydrum is a thing I wanted to use. This is also early, like super early. This is the only team that didn't get upgraded or remained unchanged. Defensive Garchomp. Next up is Grin. HP Fire Spikes for Magearna. Extra Sensory for Toxapex. Life Orb Torny T, cause I wasn't on that Solvest swag. U-turn instead of knockoff. Heat Wave and Super Power. Day 1 Tapu Koko, cause Taunt and HB Ice. U-turn so I can U-turn into the thing that U-turns into the other thing. Since I had defensive Chomp, let's go with Spadef. Toxapex, T-Spikes, cause you can default for me, that's cool. And then I'm running Sassy to be the fastest thing in Trick Room. And then the Area 51 tech that I came up with way back, ZBD Azu. At this time, people didn't know that you could belly drum and then belly drum to full. So all that was good and fun, but ZBD Azu, if you notice, everything on that team is weak to T-Bolt and or Ice Beam. So a team that's Bolt Beam weak is bad. So I decided to make a real team after that. and I never used Mega Low before. Power Up Punch is meh to me. Quick Attack is super boss. It's deceptively effective. And Low Speed Tier is amazing. Surf Lottie is just as good, if not better, now than it was in Oraz. Rocky Helmet grow to poop on all variants of Zygarde. Spadef Toxapex is a staple at this point. 102 speed on growth for Crawdons in Trick Room, and 84 speed on Pex for Marowak in Trick Room. Offensive, well, fast Heatran. T-Spikes on Pex as well. Then we have Grin. As always, experts only, that means expert belt, and low kick extra sensory gunk shot, no spikes, no HP fire, gunk shot to body all Tapus, and low kick for Ferrothorns and Heatrans, extra sensory for Toxapex. So that team evolved into this team. So Ebel Grin again. I have spikes over extra sensory, and then low kick, gunk shot, ice beam, same. Then defensive tank growth, the same Toxapex as well. Spadef Driller for Coco, Rocks cause I don't have a rocker and I have a defogger, so there's room for Toxic. Scarf Healing Wish Lottie, cause I like it a little bit better than Latios. It's a little bit more bulky, and this is a defensive Scarfer, if that's even a real thing. And I have defog, so I can hazard stack. And then the MVP kind of Ebout Ape. So this is a throwback to them Gen 4 days. Check the archives. You can see that I was running Ebout on Ape when Life Orb or Choice were the only items that were on this thing. But with this, I usually bluff the Scarf all game until the time is right to show them I was lying that whole time. So those are all the teams. Let's hop into this one. They want Kartana. Let's get it. Finny versus Tana. I'm always gonna switch. He doubles into Zygarde on my Lando. I don't get it. So I'm just gonna stay in here in HP Ice, and he's a lefty. So there's no universe ever where he wins this. So the lack of foresight, I don't understand. So I'm gonna just U-turn in a Grin, Water Shuriken, hit his Chansey. I should've U-turned, but I don't. And this is my Ebout Ashgrin, So I coulda ice beamed and murked his Kartana as well. So I'm gonna pop my Z move, hit his Victini. So back to Lando, I assume he's scarfed. Give him some helmet for his trouble, and he's got default Kartana. So I'm gonna stay in here and just set up rocks and HP ice. So he toxics. I've never seen toxic default Kartana ever. And then I think that was a misclick. He defaulted when there weren't rocks. I'm super defensive Lando, so I don't think Leaf Blade actually would have even killed me. So I'm just gonna HP fire in case he wanted to stay in. So he goes Chansey, I'm gonna SD, and then I'm gonna SD again. He kind of forgot about psychic terrain, so I coulda SD'd again, but I'm still gonna be at +6, and it's the same result, minus I would have taken exactly 6% less. So he doesn't have foul play and knockoff. So here Kartana's just gonna run through the 6 is what it looks like. He tries to fodder the Zygarde so I don't get a beast boost, but it's speed boost Kartana, so it doesn't matter anymore. I'm just gonna go ham. So day 1 Kartana tech is pulling its weight. So that's 1, 2, 3. What else we got? Victini scarfed. So that's 4. We only have 2 left. Sacred Sword the Chansey, goodbye. Smart Strike the Salamence. So good game, boss. Thanks for playing though. Appreciate it. GG.
Kartana did him so greasy.
Same team upgraded. So Finny lead on the Diggersby. I'm just gonna go Lando. He returns. Diggersby so strong. So I'm gonna set up rocks. I EQ just to get a little bit of damage. So I could've just set up with Kartana since Misty terrain is up, but that's kinda crazy. So HP fire on the Pharaoh, hit the Tapu, hit the Coco, excuse me. So Spadaf Marowak used to check Coco, that's the thing. So Shadow Bone, so no helmet if he has it. And then he's faster than me with HP Ice. So I lost my Lando for Intimidate, which gives Tana the setup, but he goes hard Coco. So I'm just gonna have to go ham without setting up. Shadow Bone hit the Lando. I'm gonna go to Grin. I died to EQ. That's unfortunate, but it's necessary. So Tana, I'm not gonna SD so he can U-turn again. I'm faster than Coco now. So that goes down. If he brings the Pharaoh, I'm gonna SD. He trying to sacrifice that. So all out pummeling. Thanks for playing. SD on the Pharaoh. He's gonna T-wave, but at this point I'm at neutral speed. I don't SD again because I don't want to play with paralysis. So it's good game anyway. Even if I die, I have Scarf Lele in the back, and his Diggersby can't quick attack me. I miss Mega Gross so much. So Gross versus Gross. My name gives away the set, but it's cool. So I pursue because I don't think he really wants to take an EQ. And then he ice punches to lose his Gross. So that's cool. I got the Intimidate, go to Toxapex, and I'm gonna Scald. I get the burn for once in my life. Swag. So he's gonna keep the Gross as fodder, I guess. Goes into Kirim. Fusion Bolts, I'm gonna Toxic. Then I'm gonna go Moongus on his Earth Power. Back to Toxapex. Cause if you have the Z move, show me. There it is. So he wastes his Z move also. The double into Lando, he wants rocks. I go to mine too. So we trade rocks. I see he's faster with HP Ice also. So I'm gonna Ice Beam on the Celesteela. HP Fire for some damage and to resist the Heavy Slam. Just so you know, Podium isn't just stab on everything. So I'm gonna sack the Lando to give him some helmet. Go to Gross and I'm gonna stunt. So Pursuit on his Protect. And then I'm gonna body the fool. Thunder Punch, let's go, yo. So he goes Lando to intimidate me. I'm gonna go Moongus. I'm not gonna Spore. Cause whatever he switches into, he wants that to be sleep fodder. So I Giga Drain, so he's gonna stay in to let me put him to sleep. So go Magearna, cause I mean, you know. So Trick Room, take out the Nihilego. HP Fire knocks out the Gross. Flare Cannon or Twinkle Tackle push this Lando off the game. And then Flash Cannon the Kirim. So clean sweep. I'm going to switch out now into my packs. I'm gonna sack this. He locks into Specs Dark Pulse. So Magearna's so hard body, I can take one Trick Room and win the game. So GG boss. Now we got Shift Gear Magearna cause Trick Room is played out. So I'm gonna Rocks and he's gonna Tail Glow. Go to Lottie to wall him, trick on my Scarf. He Ice Beam locks, which is awesome. So I'm gonna go Magearna and Shift Gear. So I think that's GG actually. Looking at his team, I don't need to shift gear twice, so nothing can outspeed me. At +1, everything gets O-code.
Camera up would be a fine play, but I'm packing all out pummeling. Get out of here, yo. Magearna's broken.
Ice beam, ice beam, ice beam, T-bolt. So Mungus can sit down. Sally, what are you gonna do? So GG boss, assassinate the tornadoes and then blow the Zapdos away. So good game. And he let me get the whole clean sweep. So this team actually looks threatening. Pax versus Magearna, that's awesome for me. Because Magearna can't do anything. So I'm gonna T-Spike. I bet you that comes in clutch. I wanted to get some Rocky helmet. It doesn't work. He's got Psycho Cut instead of Zen. So I use my one switch in the Coco to get in now. I T-Bolt, he goes Zygarde as if I don't have Twinkle Tackle. I don't. Then he's gonna go into Celesteela and I'm gonna stunt. So spikes on his Protect. Then go back to Pex. Now I want the burn. Of course I don't get it, yo. Good luck, PK. I'm seeded. That's fine. So I pulled the double in the tourney on his Magearna. He ice beams. I'm not a Assault Vest. I didn't need the tourney for anything really. So go to Coco, finish him off. So I don't know. I thought that extreme speed couldn't kill me, but I
was sorely mistaken.
So stun or die, I'm gonna spikes on his E-speed. Then go hard chomp to make him take more Rocky helmet and iron barbs. Then go harder into Pex. So you lost your Zygarde to give me regen. I'm gonna go hard Grin to show him who's in charge. I'm not gonna spikes cause I think his Keldeo is scarfed. So I'm just gonna kill that off the rip. So Greninja though. And now I'm really gonna stunt. Let me spikes on his Pursuit. He doesn't kill me and I don't die to sand. I get all 3 layers up. So let me attack on his Pursuit. Swiggity. That was clean up. So bring it Azu. I don't need to do anything but revenge him. Keep in mind this is ZBD Azu, by the way. So he Psycho Cuts again. I kinda wish he had Zen. So I'm gonna revenge the Metacham as well. So he goes Celesteela. I'm gonna belly drum in his face. He Leech Seeds. So now I'm gonna Z-Belly Drum on his Protect to let him know who's running things around here. So that was cool. Knockoff because it's like a 90% chance to kill him. And even if he crit me, I'd live. Good game. So Chomp versus Pharaoh, I'm gonna always Fire Blast. Oh, I missed. That's amazing. I would've definitely done like 85%. So I'm gonna go hard in a Coco just because. Taunt is Pharaoh cause he's not on what I'm on. Give him Rocky Helmet, Iron Barbs for the Power Whip. I appreciate you though. I detail him because I thought he would switch, but that's oversight on my part. So I'm gonna stay in on his Driller to keep setting up rocks. He's gonna take a clean 60% to spin, which is fine with me. So I go Azu, stun or die. I'm gonna just belly drum in his face. So knock off the Pharaoh and then I can body everything else. I still have ZBD in the bag. So he goes Grin, Water Shuriken. I'm gonna Aqua Jet always. So then he goes Kabutops. I'm still gonna Aqua Jet always. So Azu with 1 HP is clean. So now I ZBD. Get all that back. And he rock polishes. Good game, boss man. The reaction that he had is priceless. So Grim versus Coco, double into Pex and Growth. So we're going ham with the defensive pivots. I'm gonna go into Trans, set up my rocks. He got Zard in before rocks, that's cool. It's Zard X, not Y. So that seems kind of problematic. He was gonna let me toxic him to not kill me with EQ. So I'm gonna put him to sleep cause he stayed in for what? To EQ? That's weird. So double in the Lottie. Lottie's the free switch cause he hasn't burned sleep. Hit his AV Growth with Surf. I wanted to drop the Draco to keep him low and I can eat knockoff. I missed though, so that's problematic. So now I'm gonna stay in here and just recover. He has Infestation. I've never seen that. And I'll never see it again though. But it's cool, I'm not mad. Do what you do, boss. Like, if it works for you, it works for you. So I'm just gonna recover until I can switch. And I'm not Life Orb, so I'm not taking any damage anyway. So into the packs. I can't toxic cause his art is sleeping. I wanted him to wake up there so I could toxic him. That doesn't happen. So we're exchanging toxics and Scald. Nobody wants to switch, but I'll take the toxic to get Lottie back to full. That's cool. And I can always go Pex on his Tangrowth. So he goes Lottie. I'm gonna toxic him for the defog. I appreciate it. And then he hard switches. So that's definitely Scarf. And the Draco does a clean 45%, and that's without the Life Orb. So that hit would have left it then if I hit the first time. So back to Pax versus Pax. I'm gonna eat the skull with Tran to set up my rocks again. I don't want to scout how fast this Lando is, cause I always have growth. He U-turns though, that's cool I guess. I sleep powder if he wakes, but I miss for making good plays. So he takes me out with Flare Blitz, that's crazy. I'm gonna go to Grin and not play with the threat, obviously. So I don't know if he thinks that I'm scarfed or not, but it's fine. So back to Lottie to recover some more. Lottie can always switch in on Pax and heal if I want. So I go to my Pax, he's gonna go to Lottie to default. So I go hard Heatran, and I'm gonna set my rocks up again. I don't care if he goes Zard, cause I will always go Pax. So I can eat 1 EQ to Toxicum. But I don't, because Grin can eat 1 too. I probably shouldn't have taken that. Eating the EQ with Pax and then sack the Grin was probably a better play. So I taunt the Toxapex so I can set up my rocks. I was aiming at Lottie if he wanted to default, and now I see lefties on the Lando. It is non-threatening, so I'm gonna go into Pax cause I can do that forever on the growth. Pull the double into Heatran, which is only fine cause I get lefties, and then protect to get more lefties, back in the Lottie to recover again. It also stops him from being able to go his own Lottie as well. So back to Pax. I don't care if I get burned. I'd rather be burned than T-Wave. So we're just toxicking for no reason. Who's gonna switch first? So we're just playing a game of chicken right now. He switches to Lottie, so I'm gonna go back to Tran and set up my rocks again. Lottie can only do this a couple more times before it dies. So I'm assuming that's Scarf Healing Wish. So I'm gonna go Lottie on his Roost, so he has to switch. I'm gonna pull the double in the Lopunny cause that's baller. And he's lefties, not helmet, so there is nothing stopping me from just spamming whatever. So frustration to hit the Tangrowth, that's cool, doesn't really do damage. So now I'm gonna eat the EQ, the Toxic, the Zard, and I love poison types cause I don't have to get mad when I miss. So I sack the Grin now, go back in a Lopunny, not gonna fake out. Just gonna frustration hit his Lando. So I'm gonna frustration again. Pax can take 2 because I'm intimidated. So back to this Pax stall. in this glorified game of chicken that we're playing. So I'm intentionally letting packs get low so I can double on the turn he thinks that I'm gonna recover. So if he doesn't crit me, I can recover stall, but he does. So that was a misplay on my part. I should have surfed him. So low punny is gonna take out the Lando, and then quick attack is so clean, so he can't healing wish his Zard back. I keep rocks, it's all gravy. So I'm gonna sack train here. I don't know if Coco scarfed or not, by the way, which is why I didn't just assassinate him. So he sacks Zard. I keep low punny around chilling. I'm gonna go back to my packs. So I'm just gonna spam toxic or scald or whatever I wanna do. So I end up recovering. I scald because I want to catch the burn on the Coco. So I double here, catches Coco. I'm gonna frustration. So high jump kick would have killed him. If I don't get burned, I win the game. So he scalds me, I don't get burned, so I win. Even if I would've got burned, I probably could've clutched it out anyway. So I don't wanna miss high jump kick, but now I have to risk high jump kick. I still think his Coco scarf this whole time, so I'm gonna sack packs, go in a low punny, fake out, he's gonna live, then quick attack. So good game, Pro Ham. That was fun and intense. In case y'all don't know, this is how you play Expert Belt. So Grim versus Rotom. I'm gonna go hard in the tank growth on his Volt Switch in the scissor to U-turn on my sleep powder, catch the Sylveon. That's cool. And then he doubles into Rotom on my Driller. That's different. So he stayed into Willow and take 95%. So I don't agree with that play. So he defaults, I go ape, and then I'm gonna start the bluff. So U-turn there, back into growth, Giga Drain, his scissor is gonna wall me forever, that's fine. I can wall him as well. So the obvious U-turn is obvious, so I just want to remove some items. Driller walls Sylveon forever, so give me the rocks. So the obvious scissor is obvious, so I'm gonna double into ape. So overheat, but I'm gonna hard switch and not U-turn. He doubles in the scissor after I overheat, so my bluff, it worked. I now know for a fact that he thinks I'm scarfed. So he's gonna default, then roost, then I set up rocks, of course, then EQ because just to get some chip damage, and I had nothing to do with my turn at that point. So go hard tank growth on his Garchomp. I have HP ice, so I'm not tripping. So I'm gonna keep HP icing. Your boy PK can see the future. So I'm gonna go hard driller on his Continental Crush, take nothing, and look like a boss. So go back tank growth. Now I know I walled this forever. So I can HP ice. I'm just gonna Giga Drain now. So I'll be at full when I switch, which is cool. So I'm gonna go back to driller, cause you can't prevent me from having rocks. So he rules, I can't stop him from doing that. So earthquake, because I have nothing better to do. Then I'm gonna set up rocks as he gets Gyarados in before rocks. So that's cool. Back in the tank growth, he Ice Fangs to take helmet. So this war of attrition, he's losing slowly but surely. So I Giga Drain, do nothing, go back in the driller, he defogs again. So I set up my rocks on his roost. So I Iron Head to try to get a flinch. That's how up ahead on momentum I am. So he defogs and I set up rocks. He gets his Rotom in before rocks and tricks to die to EQ. That's weird. So then he's gonna go Sylveon. I'm gonna go Pex on his Scissor, so all I want is a burn. But of course, good luck PK, that never happens ever. So that doesn't happen. I'm gonna go back to driller after this to set up my rocks again. So I take the Side Shock, I don't care. I take another one to Toxic as Sylveon. Yo, Toxapex is so hard body. So go to driller to wall the Sylveon to set up my rocks. So I want to go Pex to be able to switch out to get more regenerator. But that's unnecessary, so I'm gonna Scald to try to burn him. I hit the Sylveon, so now I'm gonna switch into my driller to die to get the double down. So I'm gonna bring in Ape. He thinks that I'm scarfed at this point, so he goes Gyara.
Now I'll pull the rope on the trick bag. Experts only. Since day one, son.
So good game, boss. Mach Punch the Weavile, overheat the Scissor. That's how we do that, yo. The Breeder Gang boss man for a reason. Get at me.
Clean.
Alright, y'all. Be easy. I'ma catch you on the comeback. Holla. One.
True friend, not no new friend. Genuine like leather. No for them a fake friends, so them change just like the weather. And when them woulda send you out, real friend woulda never. Real friend always there with you, Chihuahua, you will never. Dear friend and support, oh yes, ready for whatever. The value of a real friend, no we really cannot measure. All me know, all of my real friends, them can go treasure. So real friends.